What's going on? It's your girl D here with 8th House Energy, here to bring you a Uranus in retrograde video. This is going to be a real quick video, okay? We're talking about Uranus going into retrograde on August 19th, and it's going to be in retrograde in the house of Taurus from August 19th until January 18th. But keep in mind, we have post-shadow periods when a planet comes out of retrograde, which is 2 weeks after that date. And we are in the pre-shadow stages right now and have been since August 5th. So some of you may have been feeling these energies as early as then. So Uranus. Uranus is the planet of rebellion. It's the planet of surprise. It's the planet of I do what I want. It's interesting because if you look at all the other planets that orbit, in our galaxy, Uranus is the only one that's tilted to the side. Like, it's tilted to the side and it spins. I believe it spins in a different direction, like on its axis, if I'm not mistaken. Like, it spins backwards on its axis, but it's tilted to the side. Like, all the other planets sit upright, okay? But Uranus sits sideways, and then I think it spins. I think it tilts and it spins backwards on its axis, and opposed to all the other planets spinning in a counterclockwise motion. But that just tells you how Uranus is the individual. It's a unique energy. Okay, it's not doing what all the other planets are doing. It's not gonna do what all the other planets are. It's going to do what the hell it wants to do. So with Uranus is synonymous with renegade. It's synonymous with rebellion, anarchy. It's synonymous with that weirdo in you, that inner genius in you, so it deals with inventions. It has to do with that individualistic, unique personality. That's why Aquariuses are so dope, because they rule by Uranus. And Uranus is that Fool energy as well. A lot of people say it's Aries, but it's not. It's Uranus energy. All right, because Uranus is the Fool in the sense where, sometimes because of the way the Fool acts out, it can be looked at as rebellion. It could be looked at as going against the grain. It could be looked at as what's wrong with you. You're crazy. You're out of your mind. How are you, and look at the picture of the stereotypical picture in tarot. It's like he's about to step off a cliff, but he don't care. He going to do what he want to do. That's Uranus energy. All right. And they're all about setting their own path and setting a new trend and doing things in a manner in which nobody does. So, with Uranus in Taurus, Taurus is the energy of the sign is what will, the energies will manifest. So Taurus is about stability, right? So we're talking about rebellion, rebellion in an area where we talk about, your stability, your self-esteem, your self-value, and your money. Now, Uranus is in retrograde in Taurus in your 6th house. So the 6th house talks about your work ethic. It talks about, how you get down when you're at work. Whether you work in an office or whether you own your own office, it's just your work ethic and how you work, how you do things, how you get along with your colleagues, your business partners, your co-workers, or do you work independently? It also talks about your health, okay, how you take care of yourself. It talks about discipline as well, whether it's work discipline. Are you disciplined when you're doing your work, or are you somebody who has to, what is your particular work discipline, But it also talks about discipline in reference to your health. So this is where we look at, why people may overeat. Or, and it also deals with, when something happens to you, your nerves, or, when you get nervous about something, the 6th house kind of deals with that as well. As far as the body parts of the 6th house, this is like your intestines, your stomach area. Uranus, though, rules spasms. It rules cramps. It rules your lower legs, your calves, and your ankles. That area rules. That's Uranus area of the physical body. So it also rules energies of, depending on what type of if you know somebody who has cerebral palsy or has Bell palsy, they may have a weird Uranus aspect. And it could be, Mercury Uranus aspect, or it could be, some other planet, depending on what it is. But, Uranus is about a surprise. So things could happen where, for example, you hit the lotto and you win. Okay, like that's Uranus energy. Or, you're walking down the street, you step on a pothole, you fall in. Like, that's Uranus energy. So, earthquakes, tornadoes, things like that. We've been seeing that going on for the past month because we've been in the pre-shadow stages of Uranus in Taurus. Taurus has to do with structure, stability. So when you look at buildings, when you look at earth, that's Taurus. Fixed earth. Those big ass trees that have been here before your grandmother's grandmother and my grandmother's grandmother, that's fixed earth. That's Taurus. These buildings that have been here for, 300 years, that's fixed earth. That's Taurus. So when Uranus comes through, like, surprise, boom, knocking buildings down. Surprise, boom, flooding places. Like, that's Uranus in Taurus. So you've been seeing that on the news lately. But in the sixth house for you, it deals with your work. It deals with your discipline. Okay? So with Uranus in retrograde, what we're looking at is there's some external factors that happen, and as a result of those external factors, you have to change the way you look at things. So for example, at work, maybe you're a renegade at work, maybe you're rebellious at work, you don't like to follow the rules, you don't come in on time, you do what the hell you want, you're like, you know what, I can do what I want, they don't trip, whatever. And maybe now there's a new manager, right? That could be an external factor that happened. A new manager came in. And so the old manager didn't give a shit. As long as you did your work, she didn't care what time you left. As long as everything was done when they went through to do the checks and balances, she didn't care if you left 20 minutes early or if you left an hour early or if you came in an hour late because she knew you and you did your job. Now we got a new manager coming in. So there's an external factor. As a result of this external factor, now you're going to have to change the way you do things as far as at work. Now you got to stay there the whole shift. Now you got to come in and be there on time. And so now you have to look at internally, are you going to rebel against that or are you going to, concede to it and do what you need to do? So, those types of questions may come up. Also, it could be something that you rebelled against in the past, but now because of some external change, now you have to, stop and say, oh man, I shouldn't have did that. Or, I should have said something, but I didn't. And I wish I would have. So it's either one or the other. It's either you did something and now you're looking back at it like, damn, I shouldn't have did that. Or maybe I should have did that a little different. Or it could have been that, maybe you've been applying for another job. And you not been getting the jobs. You've been applying for 3 and 4 jobs and you just not been getting the position. Well, maybe it's because, the human resource person, they didn't have a human resource person. And so applications were just, sitting there. You would apply for something, you never hear from it. You apply a month later to something else, you never hear about it. You apply a month later for something, you never hear about it. Well, come to find out they didn't have a human resource person. So now they got the human resource person and now they're pulling your application and they're like, okay, what's up? Now you're like, okay, I don't even know if I want this position because I was ready to quit. So now, it's like, okay, what's going to change internally within you? So external factors affecting, what's going on within you. And usually it has something to do with your freedom, something that's going to give you, because Uranus is all about being free, not following rules, not doing what everybody else do, just doing what it is that you truly want to do. So that's just a general example. But let's see, and it could be in reference to your health too. Maybe you tried to start that diet or you tried to start that workout plan and no matter when you started it, it failed. And now all of a sudden that Uranus is going into retrograde, now you're doing a 21-day detox with us and you were able to complete the 21 days where before you weren't. And so as a result of the external factors going on around you, maybe now you have a little bit more money so you can go to the store and buy the things that you need so that you could plan, your meals. And maybe before you weren't doing that because maybe you just didn't have the mindset to do it or you didn't want to. You were mad you had to make the change. The doctor told you need to make the change and you didn't want to. And now you're looking at it like, okay, I should have been listening to the doctor. I know I should have started working out a month ago. I know I should have changed my, a week ago. So we got reclaim your power. So this is all about reclaiming your power. What is it that you truly want to do? What is it that you truly feel? Are you letting external factors stop you from taking the leap that you want to take? Because, Uranus represents the Fool energy, taking that leap of faith. Is there something around you that's hindering you, that's holding you back, that's not allowing you to be in the position of power that you want to be in when it comes to your work environment or your self-discipline, when it comes to your eating habits or working out? So the universe is saying reclaim your power. You can reclaim your power. You just have to take that proactive step. So it could be there may be some external factors that might make you do that. You may end up going to the doctor and the doctor's telling you, I got to put you on medication now. Because I told you to stop eating all those carbs. I told you to work out. I told you to change your diet. Now, we did your blood work and we found out that you got to take diabetic medication now because you're pre-diabetic. Or you are officially diabetic now, so you got to take this medication. And now you mad as hell. So now you're looking back at, as Uranus is in retrograde, like, damn, I should have just cut back. I should have just started working out. Why I ain't do that? So now you have the opportunity to reclaim your power, because a good thing for you, diabetes is reversible, but you have to put in the work to do it. So that's just some examples of some things you might be dealing with. You can do some research on the 6th house. And then again, you're going to look at what external factors in that house, like the things that go on in the 6th house. What external factors have gone on that make you have to change your perspective on things? Like, damn, I should have did that when I didn't, or damn, I wish I wouldn't have did that, and now, look what's going on. So this, like I said, it's going to be a short read. So just something for you to think about between now and January while Uranus is in retrograde. And I'm going to pull an E deck here just to get you some additional advice, and we'll wrap up your reading. All right, messages for Sagittarius. Okay, so we got Bazinga that turned over. Number 19. Let's look and see what Bazinga is. All right, so Bazinga, it says, well, don't you got it going on. Now's the time to revel in the sweet taste of fabulous you. You've hit your mark. Go on, take a victory lap. Pop a cork. Let's get this party started. Celebrations are lining up at your door. Celebrants are lining up at your door. So somebody's coming to celebrate you once you reclaim your power, or maybe you have. So maybe, for some of you, you listened and you took heed and it's like, damn, I don't want to stop eating my carbs, but I got to stop eating this shit. I got to stop. I got to work out more. I got to start implementing more fruits and vegetables. And maybe you did that and you got down to your ideal weight. And so now, bazinga, baby, now you're able to celebrate. All right. So it could be something as simple as that. Or now you got that position, because they got an HR person now and you kept applying, because you kept applying and because you kept seeing it there. You didn't give up. Now you're getting an interview and, maybe now you got the job. So now it's time to celebrate more, more money. So that's just an example of some of the things, you may want to keep in mind in reference to, Uranus and Taurus being in your 6th house. So that's what I got for you, Sag. It's going to be a real quick read. Like I said, if you need a personal, my information's in the box below. Thank you for checking out the video. I'll see you in the next one.